welcome back to the PhatPhish Guitar Studio. I'm Dave, and today we're going to be taking a look and a listen to a little something that came in the mail the other day from Donna Pedals. Right then, so let's take a look at what we've got. Special box guitar effect pedal. It's not as fancy a box as the last pedal that I got from Donna, but here goes. See what's inside. It's a styrofoam. Got the pedal there, and a few other bits and bobs. Got sticker, another sticker. Join the Donna Vine program. Yeah, that's that. Product information and instruction book. So this is the Donna triple looper pedal. So let's take a look at the pedal itself. So it's a standard sort of like mini pedal form factor. Nice solid metal case, which is good. Okay, so it's a triple looper, so there's 3 separate memories. So I've got a little switch here to select which memory I'm going to be working with, I assume, and a level control, which is really small and fiddly. So they put a little grommet type thing on there to help get a grip with it. Pedal switch itself feels quite positive. Again, it's a good sort of weight. I quite like that. So we've got input, output, DC in. It's interesting. DC in 9 volts and a negative at 300 milliamp. 300 milliamp. That is a lot. I think my guitar pedal board power supply is only 250 milliamp maximum on the 9 volt out. So I'm going to have to get a specific adapter that's got enough oomph on it to run that. 300 milliamp, that's a lot, guys. So yeah, Donna mini pedals made in China. Serial number there. So yeah, it feels quite a decent unit. There seems to be some sort of LCD screen. So I'm looking forward to getting this plugged in and powered up when I want to find a 300 milliamp power supply and see what it can do. Right, so I've got the pedal set up on my board here. Found a power supply which is giving it the requisite 300 milliamps. This is pretty much the first time I've actually played the pedal. I read through the instruction book one time just to give myself an idea for what it can do. It's got like basically one foot switch that I just knew was going to do a multitude of different things, so I wanted to familiarise myself with its basic operation. But this is pretty much the first time I've actually played it in anger, so this will give you an idea of kind of how easy it is to get to grips with it as a novice. So it's like it's on the board there, set up using memory bank 1. It's got the switch at the side, and as you toggle through, it shows you which memory you're using. Memory 2, which is empty, or memory 3, which is empty. So let's go to memory 1. What I'll do to start off with is just play basically a simple phrase, record it, and get the pedal to play it back for me. Quick thing I'll just mention about using a looper. If you're not familiar with using looper pedals, it's a common mistake people make is they're going to record a phrase. So you'll hit record, like the start button on the looper the minute you start playing, and then hit the stop button the minute you stop playing. What that often happens is you end up with something that's a little bit stuttery, and you can really hear the transition from the end of one loop to starting to play it a second time. Personally, I find it much easier to kind of play the phrase through one time, and then just as I'm coming to play it the second time, hit the start button, and then when I hit the stop button, actually keep playing through into the phrase again, and it just means the whole thing is a lot smoother on playback. If you keep an eye on what's happening on picture-in-picture there with my foot on the pedal and my playing, you'll see what I mean. Okay, so here goes. Okay, so that's it in its basic operation. Press the button once to start recording, press it again to stop recording and go into playback, and while it's playing back you can just jam over the top. So great little tool if you just want to practice scales over the top of chords. What if we want to make that a little bit more interesting? We can overdub loops on top of each other. So what I'm going to do now is give myself a slightly different sound. I'm going to add a little bit more overdrive onto the sound. Okay, and that loop's paused. I'm going to get it playing again, and then I'll go in and overdub that loop with another couple of chords. Okay, so there's a bass loop that I recorded, something over the top of it, and just play over the top. The thing that caught me out slightly there is, as you can see there, I've pressed stop, but the way the loop is, it looks like it's paused because that timeline's kind of part way through. Now when I went to record before, I was expecting to kind of pick up where I left off, but it actually goes back to the start of the loop, so that's a little bit misleading, but I guess it's something you get used to. So there I've got two layers of loops. Now if you look at the instruction book, you can just keep layering these on top of each other over and over again, so we can build up some really, really complex patterns. I haven't really got time for that in this review, and I'm not somebody like Katie Tunstall or Ed Sheeran who can really work wonders with a looper pedal. I just tend to use them providing basic backings, but hopefully this will give you an idea for what the pedal can do. So I've got two layers of loops there. What happens if I didn't like that previous loop that I recorded and wanted to get rid of it? Well, what I can do is set the thing where playing and press and hold the foot switch while it's playing, and it'll undo the previous loop. And then the cool thing is I can press and hold it again and it'll redo it. I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, so you could hear that there. It took the final loop off, but kept the initial loop going. So if we start playing away again. Press it, hold it again, and it'll redo that previous loop, which is quite nice. If I wanted to get rid of the whole thing, while it's stopped, I can just press and hold clear, and it gets rid of the loop altogether. Something else I just want to play around with quickly is that volume control. So I've got it set, I think just shy of 12 o'clock, and it's pretty much balancing. It's at unity. It's kind of the level of the guitar that I'm playing is the volume of the loop. But I might want to do something where I record a loop with something and then play over the top of it with a guitar sound that's a bit louder, because I'm not going to be adding loads of drive or gain or something, or something that's a little bit quieter. So what I'm going to do is I'll quickly record another loop and have a twiddle with that volume control just to get an idea for how much range there is on it. So as you can hear, plenty of range on that. Now this is a triple looper, so we're just working with memory number 1 there. Let's go to memory number 2. So it's showing me I'm in memory location number 2, so let's just go off and record something else. So yeah, really simple loop, something to play over the top of. But what's interesting, I can then go back to memory location number 1. And my original loop is still there. Back to location 2. The second loop is still there, and so on, and go to memory 3 and record another loop in there. Okay, so 3 loops recorded, and I can switch between them using that switch. Now, one really nice feature on this is it retains the loops that you've recorded and all the overdubs even when the power's off. So let's try that. The power's back on. My loop's still there, and still there in memory number 2. And memory number 1. So for me, I can see really use for that. If I want to go out and do lessons and I've got like certain like chord progressions that I want to use to illustrate particular techniques and play over the top of, particularly if it's something that I might want to build up 2 or 3 different layers, and I don't want to waste a student's time by recording loops or something. While we're in the room, I can kind of pre-record them, have 3 different things there to work with, and they're already on the pedal, ready to go when I plug my pedal board in at the other end. So that's really, really useful. So that's the triple looper from Donna Pedals. Like I said, I'm not a great exponent of the looper pedal. I just tend to use it for recording basic chord progressions, some that play over the top of, either as a practice tool or something if I'm demonstrating in lessons or whatever. But there's a lot more in this pedal than I've just shown you. You've got those 3 independent memories that are retained even when the power's off, and in those memories you've got up to 30 minutes recording time and unlimited overdubs, which is quite cool. So plenty enough for you to get creative with. As I said when I did the unboxing, it's quite a nice feeling pedal. It's got a good weight to it. The controls feel reasonably positive. It's not an expensive pedal. It's definitely down the budget, affordable end of the range. So I was quite impressed with the build quality and so on for that. Like I said when I did the demo of the Emo amp controller, I can't give you a report on how it's going to behave after years of touring on a pedal board being kicked around, but there's something there as a base. It feels pretty solid. What else to say about it? Well, I've got to mention the power supply issue. If you've got a professional power supply, 300 milliamps is not really an issue. Things like the fuel tank, T-Rex, what's the other ones, like the MXR, ISO brick, things like that. You'll get outputs on those that do well over 300 milliamps. That's not a problem. Most of the pedals on my board are less than 250, so the power supplies I've got on my board are kind of at the good end of the affordable range, to be perfectly honest, and the most output I can get from those is 250 on single output. I did have another power supply that was enough to supply 300 milliamps, but I'm just kind of conscious that this is kind of a budget, affordable pedal. So if it's going to be going onto somebody's board, they're likely to have a budget, affordable power supply that might not have 300 milliamps available. Being a micro pedal, it won't take a battery. So that's kind of my main criticism. I can understand, I guess, why, because I normally use, down here as a comparison, the Moore micro looper. So it's a similar sort of form factor, also made in China, so I'm going to guess there's a bit of overlap with components. I don't know, I haven't taken the pedals apart to look, but I think under the skin there'll be some similarities. Now this works comfortably with 250, but it hasn't got that flashy LCD display, and I think that might be what's pushing the current draw over. But it's probably a little unfair to start pitching one pedal against another in what's meant to be a review just of the Donna pedal. This is an independent review. The pedal was supplied to me by Donna, but they're not paying me for this, and I got given the pedal on the understanding I'll be doing an independent review. If there's something I like, I will say that I like it. If there's something I don't like, I will say that I don't like it. So what you've got here is an honest opinion. Okay, so hopefully you found that useful, and if you're in the market for a looper pedal, then that triple looper from Donna Pedals might be one that you want to consider having a look at. Okay, if you liked the video, please do click the like button down there. If you found it really useful and enjoyed it and want to see other videos that I post onto the channel, then please click the subscribe button, which is also down there. You want to leave a comment, you're welcome to, but if you've got a specific question that you want to ask me, whether it's about guitar playing, music gear, music theory, anything at all, you're better off going here, filling this form in, sending your question in that way. I don't always see comments left on videos, but I do see comments, questions that are sent through that form because they come direct to me, and I can get around to answering your question in a future video. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.